Well, I see people looking, and I think they're wondering what my story is, or who or what I am. And it's hard to categorize yourself, I think. The easiest way for me is simply to say that I'm an artist, a beautiful creature with something unique to offer the world, just like everyone else. And I think my story is the journey of me learning that and learning to understand and accept that and to share it with other people. I began dancing in the nightclubs and built quite a reputation for myself doing shows. And I've always had a lot of obsession with nature and beauty and, wind and things that flow and move. So I was obsessed with fabric, and I had this, I think, 20 feet piece of tulle that I was dancing with, doing turns down the center aisle of the nightclub. And what later I would find out was considered an attitude. I had the leg bent behind me. And these ballet dancers afterwards came up to me and told me that, I should really study ballet, that I had a body that was, really inclined towards that type of movement. Ballet was really interesting for me once I got into it because it allowed me to exude my femininity. It allowed me to really connect with a lot of things within myself that I wasn't able to necessarily in everyday life. I have a very slight build, and so I'm naturally graceful, but yet the strength that comes from being able to develop lean muscle mass quickly gave me a very unique body type. It allowed me to become much more comfortable with myself and my gender through movement. So I think as a child, I really did feel beautiful and, like this sort of exotic and just, natural creature. But growing up, as you get older, transgender people receive an unfathomable amount of abuse just for being misunderstood. And it's hard for someone to live in a body that's different than their soul or their essence of who they are. But I knew that I couldn't have been created wrong. God doesn't make mistakes. So I knew the way I saw myself as beautiful was completely accurate. And I think that allows me to see the beauty in everyone and in everything else. Being someone like myself, you have to walk in the face of adversity all the time. And ballet is like that. It is very, very difficult. Some things get easier, but then there's the next thing to achieve that's 10 times harder. So your lifelong commitment to it is this journey. And so it's kind of like, like the journey that you have with yourself and whatever internal battles you have, So I do find this parallel thing with it there. And I love the juxtaposition of it being beautiful and elegant and fragile and exquisite, but hard and difficult and mean and crushing and just nearly unbearable and unforgiving to a point of just being relentless. But it is that walking in the face of adversity and having the wind of that adversity in your hair that builds the character for you to grow and achieve and move on. think the role of a dancer is really through the beauty of the art of movement, to communicate to the masses, to use this art of expression to remind them, to remind ourselves, to remind the world of our humanity, of the details of who we are, of the intricacies of life and each other. Sometimes it's the details in the in-between that are everything. The nuances in life is what gives life its beauty. So much of that is being lost. And when we forget to pay attention to those things in life, it just starts to pass us by. That's what the job of a dancer is to bring us back to ourselves, to bring us back to our humanity, to remind us of our emotions and empathy and who we are as individuals and who we are as a society, who we are as a collective. That's why dance is important to me.